आफ्टर अ वेरी शॉर्ट ब्रेक उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आप लोगों ने जो चाय वगैरह या कुछ करना था वो कर लिया, रिफ्रेश हो गए। इसके बाद गैजेट शो में आपका इस्तकबाल दोबारा किया जाता है। मेरे साथ हैं द वन एंड ओनली उस्मान एंड आयशा। और आयशा ने पूरी ब्रेक में हमें बिल्कुल मुंह नहीं लगाया क्योंकि वो फ़ोन यूज़ करने में बहुत बिजी हैं। उस्मान,
It's a really good phone. I really like the BlackBerry curve. How old? My bad.
Basically, we've
I'm calling it the curve because I have the curve, so I'm used to that.
right. So Aisha's been playing around with this one. She's going to give us her opinion on what she thinks is good about it, why it's good, why it isn't. We've also got the HTC Sensation, which I've got here, and the HTC Wildfire as well, which Manny was showing you earlier on. So these, all the phones, these are new smartphones. Obviously, in terms of smartphone, what would you call a smartphone? A smartphone, these phones are capable of email, they're capable of taking pictures, they're capable of doing all sorts of things. Obviously, it's like a little mini laptop, really. For certain reasons. But like I said, Aisha, you've played around with this one for a couple of hours, and obviously you're a BlackBerry user anyway.
I am, yes.
But obviously this one is slightly different. So if you run through the features of what you think this is different compared to the one you've got, and then we'll take it from there.
All right, well, I think this is different in the sense that, well, it's a touch screen. So it just makes it more fun. And it's actually a lot like an iPhone, to be honest. I don't know why. I know, I'm sorry. But
iPhone जड़ों में बैठ गया है.
It's just that I have an iPhone and a BlackBerry, and this is like a combination. It's like their love child, It's like a BlackBerry and iPhone put together. Then you would get the BlackBerry Bold. So it's sort of interesting in that sense.
तो iPhone ने BlackBerry से शादी की.
Yes.
और ये वाला
this is the child that was
Appleberry.
produced.
Appleberry.
That's a very clever
Appleberry.
I think that is what they were
Appleberry.
going for, to be honest. I don't know, I feel like this is more user-friendly in the sense that you have everything. First of all, the icons are a lot bigger, so I prefer that. And you can mess around with them on the screen. So
Why do you actually have BlackBerry? Why would you have BlackBerry?
Well, personally, I have the BlackBerry because I like BBM, because everyone has that, including
Because it's
my
free
family.
as well, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's free, and it's more like being on MSN without actually having to log into MSN.
So yeah, quick explanation for those people. Obviously, this BBM phenomenon is quite unique.
It's the BlackBerry Messenger, and everyone should get that because it's the best way to stay in touch with people. Because you'll say yes, we'll email, yes, we'll Facebook, but you never really do. At least I don't. So the only way people can get me is by BBM, because even when you read someone's text, it says R as in received, and that's when people catch you if you actually don't reply. So my parents get really.
That's why, as Raman was talking about, to link it in with the new iPhone OS iOS 05, iMessenger is basically Apple's version of BBM. So that way you can see when they're typing, you can see when someone's received the message, and obviously someone's ignoring you.
Exactly. So, it's the best way to make friends and lose friends. So it's a good gamble.
Best way to make friends and lose friends.
Definitely.
That's the quote for the day.
You gave away a lot of information there.
Oh my God.
No, seriously, because it is. Because
BlackBerry issues.
Definitely, because but BBM is good in that because it makes you stay in touch. Because I'm one of those people who never stays in touch with people. So like BBM is my outlet to people, I guess. So yeah, it works out better like that.
Okay, come on. Can you quickly sell this phone to me? Because otherwise,
yeah, because we know you like it because you've not let go of it.
No, I haven't. I really like it because I feel like it's more user-friendly. It's a touch screen, so it makes it more fun in that sense. And honestly, it makes it easier to use. And I feel like everything is more on the screen rather than you have to, click like 2-3 buttons to actually click on the menu to get to whatever. This is more direct. Everything is on the screen. It's actually lighter, I feel, and it's slimmer and it's more sleek to look at. And yeah, and I think that's why it's a little big, so I don't know how many pockets it'll fit into. But in guys' pockets, definitely. Girls, I'm not too sure. However, I think it's a really good phone.
आयशा, आप लड़कियों के हैंडबैग भी तो इतने बड़े होते हैं.
Exactly, so it sort of will fit perfectly in
तो बेचारा छोटा सा फोन क्या?
That is true. And you know what? It's one of those phones that you actually won't lose in your bag, because when you're fishing around for it, you will find it. So yeah, I would say go for the BlackBerry Bold. It is quite a nice phone.
और साथ इसमें एडिशनल हम आपको बताते जाएं कि इसके साथ आपको एक BlackBerry का कवर भी मिलेगा.
You wanted one of those, didn't you?
I know. I think we just doing this show for ourselves.
Yeah, for ourselves, really.
We don't really care about anybody else, do we? अच्छा, इसमें बड़ा ही ज़बरदस्त शानदार किस्म का एक कवर मिलेगा जिसको हम कहते हैं BlackBerry Pocket, to be precise. इसके अलावा जो एक्सेसरीज़ हैं उसमें आपको हेडफोन्स भी मिलेंगे और उसमें ज़रा obviously we have to take the battery out, तो एक इसमें बैटरी भी होगी. और I think it's a fabulous phone.
It definitely is.
And it suits you, so I think you should
take this one. Thank you very much
I think
as
you
my
should-
parting present
Thank
from
you
the
very
show.
much. हमने आपको उंगली पकड़ाई और आपने हाथ पकड़ लिया.
Exactly.
नहीं, हम चाहेंगे कि आप इस फ़ोन को लें लेकिन ख़रीदें.
Yes, so that one is retailing roughly at the same price as the iPhone. I think it's about £499, but obviously if you get it on contract, it's going to be slightly different.
And now the question which I am gagging to ask, would you get this or would you get the new iPhone 4S?
Personally,
Is a conundrum.
personally, for me, it will always be a BlackBerry. Always.
Half five.
Always.
Half
Always.
five.
But anyway, moving on to two other phones. Let's get away from
But same question for Aisha as well. Come on.
I know, and that's why I was quiet, because I agree to disagree, so I'll leave it at that.
No, come on.
It's
You
not
can't
like
have a
a
biased
question.
answer.
Yeah, we're putting you
Well,
on the
no,
spot
because,
now.
yeah, exactly. So I'm agreeing to disagree. So, you know, that's the way I get out of the
Anyways,
spot.
another confusion here. No problem.
Right, the other two phones that we've got the HTC Sensation, which is this rather large phone here, which is based on Windows, and we have an HTC Wildfire S. The Wildfire is a slightly larger phone. If I can hold this up, this is the Wildfire. This is the S version. It's slightly smaller. I don't know whether S stands for smaller or not, but compared to the original, it's smaller. So that's the HTC. Obviously, it's got its unique branding at the front. This one is more Windows-based, much larger screen on this one, all touch screen, fully touch screen. This one.
It's actually the same company, isn't it?
It's the same company. Obviously, the operating system, which is within the phone, is completely different though. This one works on Android and this one works on Windows.
Windows, yeah.
So obviously,
Can you explain the difference? Because again,
yeah, of
Yes.
course.
Real quick one.
Windows is obviously, this system is running similar to obviously what you'd have on your laptop or your
Laptop.
PC or something
Right,
like that.
okay.
So the same sort of applications you'll find there, such as Word and Excel. And
Google and everything.
yeah, the internet, things like that. But also, you know, when you're typing, making spreadsheets, etc., etc. Similar type of things are here. They don't have as many games as you would find on, for example, an Apple or another brand of phone. So not as good for applications, not as good for gaming. But obviously, there's still a lot of games available. But in terms of, you know, the availability of, you know, lots and lots of games, you probably want an iPhone instead. But this runs on Windows. This one, the Wildfire S, runs on Android. Android is the new software system which is competing with Apple. So it's very, very easy to use. Lots of modifications you can make for it. Lots of applications you can buy. Lots of games as well. Not as much, again, as an iPhone, but we're getting there in this one. So they're the two main differences, both, like I said, made by the same company.
But if you, I mean, obviously you can't have a favorite here. It's same company, almost similar. They've got functions. Which one do you think is your favorite?
To be honest,
I mean, because obviously you know, obviously your other profession allows you to have emails access, and
Yeah.
you need to be on your laptop or so-called.
yeah, in terms of email accessibility, they're both pretty similar, to be honest. But just speaking completely, you know, aesthetically, I'd like this phone because of the size,
Yeah.
but I'd like the operating system that's in this one. I don't like the Windows on this one, very slow
बस
compared to the one.
ये इंसान है जी, हम किसी भी चीज़ से
Yeah, we're
मुकम्मल
never
खुश
happy.
नहीं हो सकते. हमें कुछ भी मिल जाए उसमें थोड़ी बहुत कमी बेशी रहती है. What about you, Aisha? Same question goes to you. Are you more of a HT person or
No,
HTC,
really.
or would you like to stick with your iPhones and
Well, I wouldn't
your,
mind
your
giving another phone a
Blackberries?
shot. And if I had to choose, I think I would go for this one because it's just more slick to look at. I mean, I don't know about the features or anything, just like looking wise, this is appearance.
So do you think, for obviously you young professional like yourself, do you think a look of a phone is very important?
No, I don't personally.
you
Those
not?
things, yeah, I don't really get affected by such things. I just like it because, well, I'm just seeing it from, you know, consumer's point of view.
Consumers point of
That, I
view.
mean, if you like a phone that looks good, then this
So
is
you rather have something which is user friendly than just a good looking.
Oh yeah, I used like the
Gadget.
first Nokia that ever came out, the black and white, until like 2 years ago. So I'm really.
So you
okay
kept it
with
for a while then.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I didn't use it like all the time, but it's nice, you know. I like antiques as well. If
Yeah.
you're like a dense techie like me, then you know you keep the antiques. I think,
Yes. So obviously, you know, or they call it old is gold. Switching a topic again, you use computer or you mostly use laptop?
laptop.
Okay, and what laptop do you have at the moment?
The moment I have a Toshiba.
Toshiba, then again, very classic, isn't it? Because I believe, I was reading this comment the other day on our website. I don't exactly know, but obviously we'll be going to that part in a minute. And they said, when you go for an interview or presentation these days, they expect you to have more of a Acer or a Toshiba or a Sony
Really?
laptop
Why is
than
that?
Apple. I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, that's just something I read.
Yeah, I
It
don't
was
get
just a
that
common
either.
made. And I was quite surprised because everything is iPhone and it's...
Yeah, no, surprisingly enough, the Windows format, because all this Toshiba, etc., they all run on Windows. But the Mac, which runs on, the other format, is not as popular.
Yeah.
Still not as popular.
It's not. I
Even
mean,
though the
look,
Apple
it's-
phones are popular and the iPads are popular,
Yeah.
the Macs is still it's pretty much a
Personally,
niche market.
I don't find the Mac very user-friendly.
Thing is,
It's
I didn't make this up. You can obviously have a look on Google or on the Apple, or if you just put in, the overall review about the smartphones. Apple is still only 2%, 2 to 3% growing, obviously, worldwide. I don't know if it is to do with their prices, because an Apple laptop price is not cheap. Let's be
No.
very honest.
One
Not
of
at all,
the
yeah.
top end. You're
Top
looking at the
ends.
top end of the market.
I mean, a MacBook is around about £700, isn't it?
Yeah,
800
for the
pounds.
cheapest one.
The cheapest one, obviously. And then, the whole point of getting a Mac is that you can play with the apps, you can download this, you can download that. And but then again, that's a different topic that we would like to bring it on, and we will discuss it on the show in, obviously, inshallah, future episodes. What do we have next?
Right. Next is a section called Webster, where we talk about specific websites, unique new websites. This particular one I'm going to talk about this time is not that new, but it's just not that popular in the UK at the moment.
Yeah.
The website I'm going to talk about is called Twitter.
Oh, so-
Everyone's heard of Twitter. I don't know whether you're on Twitter yourself. No?
I am, but I don't use it.
You don't use it. What
I
about
don't
you?
like Twitter.
Likewise.
So you've made an account.
I have made an account, and I'm obviously it's under my name, Mani Liaquat, but I always get messages, but I'll be very honest with you. I agree with Aisha. We are in the
No,
same
that's
boat.
quite typical of most people, because the reason why everyone would have gone and made an account on Twitter is because you'd hear about it on the news, you'd hear about this news story, that news story. So Twitter basically is another social network platform, which is like Facebook, which I'm sure everyone uses.
Yeah, that's
and basically, you will follow, it's called follow, any particular person you want. So for example, Manny, I would follow you. You would write about what you're doing throughout the day, or you've got a show here, you've got a show there. It will come up on my list.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'll be reading about you. I've followed you because
Okay.
I'm a fan of yours, or
Yeah.
I'm a friend of yours. So then I know what you're up to. So
then I could do the same thing to you.
you can do the same thing for me. So you can choose which people's comments you want to read about. So for example, I follow a lot of footballers on there.
Okay.
So what they say, if a controversial incident has happened. That way it's coming from the footballer himself.
But do you think, okay, I agree with, technology is taking over everything. आजकल हर चीज़ में technology का जिक्र हो रहा है. लेकिन I don't know, I find it quite bizarre that you are actually sharing whole life
I totally agree. That is
on
one thing
Twitter. I mean, I'm not against Twitter, but
Yeah.
this is my opinion, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's like, हाँ जी मैंने खा लिया, मैंने पी लिया, मैं उठ गया, मैं बैठ गया, मैं यहाँ जा रहा हूँ, मैं वो कर रहा हूँ.
Similar to Facebook status updates as well.
Come
too.
on, I mean,
But then
sometimes.
that really depends. I mean, it depends with any social network how far you actually want to go to reveal
No,
your entire life on it.
When you
So
say you
I guess in that way, I sort of agree with you
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Twitter is like Facebook and that. It's a social network, so it depends upon you what
How
you
you
wanna
use
say.
Eh,
it, really.
Exactly.
So go on, Manny. What was your point?
The other point was we've got Twitter, yeah. We're talking about Twitter now. If I have an account
Yes.
and I make it as same as obviously Facebook, you follow me and I follow you. So it's like on Facebook, you send a request.
Yeah, it's like a friend request.
So it's the same thing.
So it's a similar thing, but that way, rather than looking at people's pictures, where they've gone, or I like this song or whatever, you're just focusing particularly on what information they want
So
to
it's
share.
more
with you.
academic than
No,
seeing.
well, not really academic. Just what information you want to
It
share
seems like
with
more
other
to
people.
the point.
Yeah,
than
it's more to the
Facebook,
point.
yeah. I like that actually. That's a nicer
So
way
do you
of
think
putting it.
you're gonna start using Twitter from on?
Well, I always go with the intention that yes, I'm going to use it. I'm going to be really good, and I never do. I like maybe
If you
like,
want
do
to
one thing
follow
and then-
us on Twitter,
Twitter.
we have an account. Obviously, the station has an account. It's at DM Digital TV. So you can go find us, and we randomly tweet lots of different things. But I think it's time for us to go.
Yes.
Right.
First, thank you so much for being here on the
Thank
show.
you for having me. It was
No,
very,
And I
very
pleasure.
hope you enjoyed yourself.
I very much did.
Thank you, Usman. You're
No.
always a legend.
I try.
And
Well, thank you, Manny.
no,
Thank you.
Thank me.
You are the glue that holds us together.
No. I try my best. But देखें, आपकी फीडबैक, आपकी इन्फॉर्मेशन के लिए हमने शो रखा है, हमारे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. प्लीज़ वेबसाइट पे जाके हमें ज़रूर बताइएगा आपको आज का शो कैसा लगा. मुझे, आयशा को, उस्मान को इजाज़त दें. गॉड ब्लेस यू. हैव अ वेरी नाइस इवनिंग. खुदा हाफिज़.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.